Good morning, guys. I'm just kind of out here on the front porch enjoying some coffee, looking at the barbecue pit. I wanted to take some notes. This is kind of why I'm making this video, because I kind of want to take notes on our Carolina style brisket we cooked yesterday. Now that I've had time to sleep on it, there's a couple things I want to take note of. First is make sure you check the temperature. Next time I try that cook, I'm definitely going to have to make sure that at least by 3 hours, 3.5 hours in, we start checking that temperature. Like I said, the heat shot up really quick. There was absolutely no stall, I don't believe. But it's hard for me to know. Couldn't have been a stall. I mean, it cooked so fast. So, and that's another thing. That brisket was so small. Uh, I've never cooked one that small before, and I think if you'd had a 12 or 14-pound brisket, it would have had better results. Not saying the brisket we cooked was bad. I mean, it was incredible. These are just things that I think that can be improved upon, and that's how you get better. You take notes. You think about the cook, and I mean, look at me. I got my notepads right here. I mean, I always take notes, and I got these things laying all over the house. I mean, but anyway, yeah. So I think a bigger brisket would have helped. Um, a smaller brisket like that's probably better for Texas smoke. Um, I'd also say our fat cap. I wouldn't have changed anything about the first part of the cook. I would have definitely had fat cap up at the beginning of the cook, because if you remember, we had beautiful color um, on that underside when we flipped it over, flipped the fat cap over, um, and that was 2 hours fat cap up. And then when we flipped over to the fat cap, I think we could have gone maybe 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, because looking back on it now, I mean, it didn't have the same color as the other side, and now I know why, because that fat cap was rendering down. And surprisingly, I mean, you guys saw me when I cut into it last night. I mean, it didn't have any fat like that. You know what I mean? It definitely rendered down and went into the meat. Um, so that's something I'd want to do different is uh, cook the fat cap side down just a touch longer, and kind of protect that side that doesn't have that, because that's where that little crunch was coming from, and kind of don't want that in brisket. I mean, it's more acceptable in pork, if you're doing but that's the great thing about doing a pork shoulder or something like that, is that or even a shoulder, is that you got that skin, and a lot of times you have that fat, and you know if you burn that skin or fat, I mean, a lot of times it enhances the flavor. Not so much on beef. So um, that's one thing I would do different is the sequence of that. Um, how we cook the fat cap. Uh, also when Also, it was like 213 degrees when we pulled that thing off, and that's kind of what freaked me out about it. It was so quick, and I really wasn't expecting that temperature, because I'd been handling the brisket and flipping it and whatnot, and I didn't feel like it was anywhere near there yet. And I didn't have any temperature spikes or anything like that, so it kind of threw me for a loop. That it could happen that quick, that it got up there that quick. But I mean, that could be a number of different factors. Could have been the size of the brisket. Could have been that I put the coals at the point in, you know, after I knew that the flat end was done, and I don't regret that decision. The thing is, we're learning, and if I'd have been a little more savvy and I would have known, I probably would have had the fat cap side down. Um, so that those are two things that are big as far as that goes. Oh, also, I want to say that when we wrap the brisket, instead of doing butcher paper, I probably, now thinking about it, probably would have done a full boat. Um, I think a full boat would have let that fat render down in the rest, and that tallow would have sat there, and that brisket would have rested in that tallow in a boat, and I think that would have helped a whole lot. Um, well, not helped. I mean, it really won't no help. I mean, it was the brisket was good. I mean, you could throw it on a sandwich, or you can eat it by itself. When you saw me last night, I mean, it was delicious. I mean, I'm just thinking of things that could be better. And that, because this is what you do when you're out here and you're barbecuing things for the first time, especially if no one has a guidebook to how to do this. You got to be the guidebook. So that's why I got my notes. And I'm taking notes because this is a viable option. I think. I mean, I think it's a hell of an option because when you think you devote 20 hours to a Texas smoke, I mean, that's a long damn time. I mean, that's half your weekend's gone in a brisket. So, and from what I seen yesterday, I think you can have this have a Carolina style brisket done in maybe half that time. If it's a 12, 14 pounder. Um, and that's another thing, guys. I'd like to be able to rest that brisket longer and kind of see, but the internal temperature was just so high. I mean, you know, once that one, I didn't rest it that long because I didn't want it to fall to pieces. You know what I mean? I wanted to be able to slice it. Um, I wanted to keep some integrity. I mean, we're kind of going for a Carolina style brisket, but won't going for like a pulled beef sandwich. So that's the reason why the rest wasn't as long uh, as you normally would in a cook. So um, anyway, another thing I wanted to mention is that there didn't seem like there was much of a stall. Normally in a Texas cook you have a stall, and maybe that's a part of the process of smoke heat compared to uh, radiant heat. A lot of times when you cook a Texas brisket, your brisket will stall, and your internal temperature would kind of stall out on you, and it kind of takes a while to get over that hump. A lot of times it's right around 165, 170 is where you'll see the stall. I don't think that happened at all here in the cook we did. So that's another advantage. I mean, no stall time. I mean, um, final thoughts. Will I try it again? Yeah. If I wasn't going to try it again, I wouldn't be out here taking notes. I mean, yeah, I mean, it was delicious. I mean, matter of fact, I mean, for lunch, and I might post this on next too. I mean, I'm gonna make me a sandwich, man. I got me some slaw, and I think I'm gonna make me a brisket sandwich. I mean, it stands up. It's really good. So, we're gonna keep working on it. I don't know when we'll revisit it. That's why I'm taking notes and kind of want to have this video and last night's video to refer back to when I do this again. So that's the only reason I'm really making it. And want to say hi to y'all this morning. And if y'all haven't seen the video of me trying the brisket, it's in my thread. I had to put it on YouTube because it's pretty long. It's about 13 minutes long. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you next time.